or like your voice, right? So I was listening to a reel this morning, and she was talking about how your truth lies in your voice. And this is something that I've talked about before, in our group and things like that, and I've talked about with other people. But um, I'm going to try to explain this the best that I can, because it's something that came to me last night. And while this might not be new news to other people, it's kind of like an epiphany that I had last night. Um, so normally when I'm speaking during the day, or like to other people, when I'm out, cashiers, whatever, my voice is like up here. Like I use my voice up here. And my daughter always makes fun of me, and she's like, "Mom, like why why do you like go high pitch like that?" So we were talking about music last night on the way to circus, and I was talking about how I want voice lessons because sometimes I can feel my vocal cords, even though I know how to like shift them when I can feel them pulling. Um, like when you go to a concert or something like that, right? But then it got me to thinking about what she tells me, and it got me to thinking about like when I do videos, or when I send voice messages, or when I'm coaching, or when I'm doing things like that, right? My voice is not the same. So like if I'm out and about, it's like this, but I can feel it up here. And that's not where you're really supposed to speak from. But when I start using my actual voice, my stomach goes in, and it goes a bit deeper, and I can keep getting it deeper. Although I probably still sound like a child. Obviously, I can't hear myself right now. But I can feel the change from up here to, as I move and more speaking in who I am and in my authenticity, right? I can feel where the power comes from when I'm speaking there. And I just thought it was interesting, and it's something that has popped into my brain. And something I'm trying to think about how I can reword it and make it if it's like hard to understand. But like try it. Try where you normally speak. Like, oh, when you're talking to people and you're like, woo, and this is not just like an excited type thing, right? Like just when you get excited and you get high pitched, a lot of people will speak from in here. But if you start to feel that power of your voice travel, you can feel it come up, right? And it comes up from within you. And again, I'm not a vocal coach. I don't know anything about this. And I know there's probably going to be vocal coaches that listen to this and they're like, oh yeah, well that's normal. I'm coming from more of like a perspective of speaking in your truth, speaking in your authenticity. And I think that maybe people who take like vocal lessons, that's probably easier for them. But I'm trying to connect the two, right? And again, I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I kind of wanted to just introduce it, just in case people haven't seen it or people haven't paid attention to like where your voice comes from. A lot of people have an issue using your voice. I was one of those people. With the way that I grew up and all that kind of stuff, using your voice was not something that was allowed, right? I'll just leave it there. So it's always been really hard for me to even do videos. It's obviously getting easier. But the first video I ever did, or the first time I ever let my voice out there, it was terrifying. Like, it was so scary. And now it's like, it's getting a bit easier and a bit easier. And I have people in my life that are like pushing me. So it's really helping. It's like, no, you need to get out there. You need to speak. You need to do this. You need to do that. So it's helping me really find my truth and my voice and what that sounds like in my authenticity, right? And there's also a frequency that comes through. Sometimes people don't hear words, they hear the frequency of your voice, right? These are all things that I'm starting to kind of try to put together. And I know that there are other things out there. I'm just speaking for myself. But yeah, it's just something I wanted to share, something to play with, in terms of like, how do I speak when I speak to these people? How do I speak when I'm in this situation? How do I speak when I'm in this kind of environment, right? So I just wanted to put that out there, and I don't know, maybe it'll get you thinking or get somebody else thinking, right? If you have a conversation, this is how we also open up conversation. It's like, hey, did you guys ever think about this? So I just wanted to do that, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye. So a follow-up to that last video, and I'm gonna try to like merge these two together. It's like when I was saying bye, have a great day, I was speaking from up here. And I realized that when we speak from up here, sometimes we're trying to be a little bit more digestible for the people that think we're too much. And although that is not my intention, that's what came to mind as well. And that's what came to mind when I talk to my daughter, right? I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm trying to be more digestible for people, like, because that's something I've always done. Obviously, we're all works in progress, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to like add this in here of like when we're doing this, instead of speaking from our power, we might be trying to keep ourselves small, and we might be trying to be a little bit more digestible. All right, let's not do that here, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.